Hello, Sneakbike! Welcome in, everyone. I hope that you are all ready for some sneaky fun today. My name is Pepper Crab, and my partner in commentary today is also my partner for everything else, my amazing wife, Ashley Carrolls, joining me on the mic.
Hi, everyone.
And we are ready to deliver both the sneak and the bike today. So if this is your first time joining us, if you're like, what is Sneakbike? What is all this stuff? Well, let me give you the quick rundown. Our four runners today are going to race a single retro game from a bygone era. They didn't know what game it was ahead of time, and now they can see what it looks like we're going to be playing today. But they're going to try to complete the objectives we've given them in the shortest amount of time possible to compete to be the number one good friend for the day. So most things we do, it's all arbitrary except the fun. The fun is absolutely genuine. So welcome in, and we're glad to have you. So let's introduce our racers first, I think. What do you say, Ashley?
Sounds good to me.
All right, in your top left, in the green corner, we have Trinity Danae. Right underneath her, in the yellow corner, on the bottom left of your screen, you are looking at Big Red Engineer. And then over on the right side, up on top, we've got in the blue corner, Ruben625. And last but not least, in the red corner, on the bottom right, is Trash Talk. And so these racers are all going to be competing. Everybody, be sure to give them a follow, check them out, check all their channels out and everything. We're really happy to have everybody as part of the Sneak Bike community. Our main goal here, of course, is to build community through retro gaming, and we couldn't do that without each and every one of you in chat, all the racers, our producers, everybody. It's just a real community project. And with that, I think we're going to get rolling, and then we'll kind of introduce the game that we're playing and where we want to go. So
Awesome.
I think if we want to give our racers the countdown, let's get started here. And we'll see as soon as we'll start to see as soon as our racers push. So today, Ashley, all right, so looks like Legend of the Ghost Lion, although also it says Ghost Lion. Ashley, you're the expert on this game. Go ahead and take this one away. Like, tell us what's going on. So right now we're getting the introductory story. And I'll be honest, this is a real blink and you miss it. This story, the entire exposition of the story takes place over about 25 seconds of text mashing at the beginning, and that's kind of all you get.
Yeah, it's like already done pretty much.
Right, and so don't worry if you didn't catch it, because we're here and we're going to read this to you later. But yeah, right away you're just getting a lot of story exposition. So Ghost Lion, or Legend of the Ghost Lion. The game's not even really sure what it's called.
Right, it's confused.
The box says Ghost Lion. The game itself says Legend of the Ghost Lion. The manual says both. But Ghost Lion is a RPG, kind of in the vein of Dragon Warrior, released in 1989 for the NES. We're gonna have our racers compete through the first section of the game up until they beat the Wolfman boss, and so we'll kind of get into some of the mechanics of the game right away. But for just a real short introduction, our racers are playing as a character named Maria. Maria is trying to solve the mystery of the Ghost Lion and retrieve her lost parents. And she does that by just kind of waking up in this room. And then your first puzzle right away is you've got a door, and you've got to figure out how to use the key that's already in your inventory to open up the door. So it looks like Trinity was able to get out there. Trash Talk's out, already up into the next room over.
Yeah.
Really, this is our racer's first opportunity to just figure out what the menus are, figure out how the controls of the game work, what they're trying to do in this little bit of a tutorial section before they really head out and get into the wider world of the game. So it's anybody's game right now. I would say that we are, being about a minute in, I don't know that you could say that anybody's really got a definitive lead to the point where they're insurmountable. So really nobody's too far behind to come back and be the number one best friend of the day. So you'll notice up, so you kind of search around your feet. You've got different things. And in this treasure chest right here, this is one of the hints that we gave our racers, is to find the lamp. The reason that you want to find the lamp is the way that this game's mechanics kind of work are that you assemble your own party during each battle. And so your spear that you start out with, of course, so you've used a spear before, naturally.
Oh yeah, in real life. For
yeah,
sure.
and you know that there's a spirit imbued in the spear that you can then call upon in battle to come fight for you. And so,
right.
you know, a lot of items like that in the game are going to be the same type of way. You can call upon the different spirits in your items to come fight for you and fight these enemies. So, you know, all racers are going to want to have the spear. They're going to want to have the lamp and be able to call upon all of these to fight with them. So, right away, what's going on is that as soon as you step out, and you can see it right on Ruben's screen here, Maria immediately tries to cross a bridge, falls into the river. You know, you'd think it's game over, like that's just it. You know, short game, but no. Instead, Maria is swept away and wakes up in a lake with some fairies. Fairies are going to revive Maria, and then this lake is kind of where our racers can come back to heal and save as well later on. So we see Trinity getting into a fight with a kobold, and you can kind of see that's Maria on the screen right there. Now that's the kobold, so you can kind of switch and see the difference between the two there. Maria's using the dagger, so they have different options for them as far as combat goes. Now, like I said, you can fight with the dagger, or you can actually call upon those spirits. So we did give our racers the hint to figure out what call does, because call is really important. It's a way to build up really kind of a bigger team to be able to handle tougher enemies later on in the game. So, we are kind of in the very first area of the game. Our racers are going to see they're in the town of Bread. Now that's
naturally as one finds themselves.
Right. So Trash Talk down there is getting some bread that makes them brave.
Okay.
You know, that's
bread equals bravery.
It's just a town full of bread. I suppose we should talk about what bravery means in this game. You know, normal games, you might be familiar with some RPG mechanics, you know, levels, you know, HP, you know, magic points.
Right.
This game doesn't have any of those. This game has hope, courage, and what's the last one? Hope, courage, and love. I want to say hope. It's like it's all of these things. Hope, courage, and dream. I'm sorry.
The power of dream.
The power of dream.
How could you forget?
All right. So to translate for people who aren't familiar with the great Ghost Lion mythos, who haven't played most of the games in the Legend of the Ghost Lion franchise, hope is your level. Courage is your HP, and then dream is going to be close to your magic points there.
Okay.
So you're seeing a really pretty garden variety enemies here. We've got skeletons, we've got zombies, and you can see the different spirits that are being called right out of the spear and of the lamp. The spear gets Moja here. Moja's really good at attacking. The lamp brings up Twana, who I think is a wizard, who knows both Flash and Needle. Needle is the damage dealing spell, whereas Flash blinds your enemies temporarily and reduces their accuracy. So this game is off like right away. Like this, it's nonstop.
Yeah,
I mean, you're into the town of Bread. You're talking to people by their grandfather. Like there's no downtime in this at all. You know, it's it's going.
She's got to find her parents. I mean, and the white lion. You know, it's
right. So eventually they're gonna come into outside of the town of Bread. There's a little cave. They're gonna go to the Goblins' Cave. They're gonna go to the Cave of the Giants. Those names might not be the official names. They're just names from this walkthrough that I found of the game because I don't have any idea what's going on. But what eventually they're going to run into the Wolfman and get the dog's eye, and that's kind of the point at which we're going to say that they moved on from the beginning of the game to the rest of it. But they're taken around at the feet. You could see this game. It really draws it's very much of the time. This is very reminiscent of a lot of other NES RPGs. Let's see. I'm already. Our racers have already found stuff that I did not find in my initial playthrough of it. Trinity's up in maybe a shop, trying to go someplace. Engineer's down. He's in the Goblin's Cave.
Ooh, yeah,
He's finding out about the Goblin's Cave. You can buy bread, you can buy tears, you can buy bombs, you can buy blue ring. Blue ring, and tear. It might be tear. I don't know.
Right. Who can say? Who can say?
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Trash picks up a tear or tear and uses it. We've got people trying to see their family in Davis. Like, there's just so many stories and everything going on in this game. But let's back up for a second and go back to that story that we weren't able to catch because it flew by in about 6 seconds at the beginning of the game.
Right.
And so I'd like to tell you all a little bit. I know you're all looking at this and like, this looks great, but why do I care, right? Well, what's the motive? What's Maria's motivation? And so we're going to help you out with that. We've got the official Legend of the Ghost Lion / Ghost Lion manual here. Now, with a mighty roar. So this is the Legend of the Ghost Lion itself. With a mighty roar. All right, now you do the roar. You're doing the sound effects, right?
Roar.
The Ghost Lion. That was ghost.
That was kind of ghostly.
Yeah,
I did not mean.
I liked it. All right, with a mighty roar, the Ghost Lion descended upon the village. The soldiers tried to protect the peaceful inhabitants, but to no avail. One brave young soldier summoned all his courage and threw his spear at the lion. Startled by the courage of the young soldier, the lion disappeared into a cave at the edge of the village, never to be seen again. We must leave on a journey to solve the mystery of the white ghost lion. These were the last words Maria heard from her parents. It has been days since they were last seen. I don't know how that paragraph really connects to the first paragraph at all, but after visiting the village elders, Maria realizes that she must go forth to find her parents and unravel the legend of the ghost lion. And you, not you, our 4 racers, but you, if you wanted to play this game, you must courageously guide Maria on her journey of discovery. So I think not only is she going to uncover the mysteries of the ghost lion, I think she's going to find out something about herself.
I hope she does. I mean, that's a great goal to have for anyone. So.
All right, so I assume that the brave young soldier talked about in the legend is Moja, who's being summoned with the call of the spear.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yep. So we're fighting. It doesn't look like I haven't seen. I'm trying to take a look when everybody is in battle, whether or not anybody's gotten some more hope, whether they've moved up to Hope 2. Hope 2, you have twice as much hope as the first level of hope.
Sure.
And so
that's got to be good, right?
Absolutely. I mean, with hope, anything is possible, especially like you're talking about more courage, you're talking about more dreams.
Yeah.
But then also you've got rubies too. Rubies are your money in the game.
Okay.
You can't just be using any money. You're going to want to use rubies.
Yeah.
If our players were to run out of courage, so they're not going to die, but they might run out of courage, right?
Yeah.
They don't lose any of their items, but they lose half of their rubies. And so in this game, really getting items seems to be the way to progress from one location to the next. Okay. And so dying is not a huge impediment. They'll just restart probably back at the fairy lake that Maria initially started at. Right. So.
Okay.
All right, so here we see it. So Trinity just lost all of her courage there, respawns at the fairy lake, but don't give up because of such things. There's absolutely no reason to give up.
Totally.
Probably we could see Ruben there also losing some courage. Trash losing some courage.
It must just be the point in the game where this happened.
It
happened to everybody.
It's the first real roadblock, I would say. Are these fights right here? Definitely like a solid equalizer for sure. But if our racers thought they were just going to come in here and just
kind of float on,
call Moja, have Moja take care of all their problems, they had another thing coming.
Not
these orcs, these kobolds, these skeletons, they've got jobs to do, and those jobs are to deprive you of all your courage and send you back to the fairy lake. So
they mean business. So.
All right, so it looks like we've got Trash and Engineer back in town. Trinity and Ruben fighting their way through the overworld and into the caves. And everybody's we're looking for a few items that we need. So they're actually going to go into the Cave of the Giants twice. They're not able to be in the werewolves territory until they have the Stardust. And so they're going to need the Stardust before they can do anything else.
Right.
So. Oh, and it looks like Big Red Engineer has moved up to Hope level 2. Ooh. So the level of Hope it's just an unseen level of Hope at this point. You can see the Courage went up to 18, the Dream went up to 22.
Yep.
Trash gave some bread to the person who's asking for bread. So bread is kind of like a potion in this game. You start off in the town of bread. There's a lot of bread to buy. It's basically like kind of, when I was growing up, we had like a Hostess outlet store. It's kind of like that, but a whole town is what I think is going on here. So, so one thing I do want to talk about is the way that you assemble your party. And this wasn't something that was immediately intuitive to me. And so if our racers figure it out, like I think Trinity just did this, is that you can call both of them into the same battle. So you can use your Spear's call, and then on your next turn, if you use the Lamp's call, then you'll have both Moja and Twana fighting for you.
Oh, wow.
So that's really a big help because you're really essentially getting in, multiple attacks per turn with those needles. So, so we've got, let's see, we're taking a look, and it's tough to say, who's really out in front. Bigger Engineer's trying to get the Stardust. He's about to take it from the Goblin's treasure box if he can. So he's at full courage and hope too. So I think that he's one to watch right now as far as progression through the game. Getting the Stardust is going to be a huge item that's going to let you get back into the Cave of the Giants and access the Werewolves territory. So Twana counted Flash's magic, but Flash didn't work on the Goblin. I don't know if Flash doesn't work on Goblins, if Goblins are Flash proof, or if we just had an unlucky roll there. But the not only do the it's important to pay attention to the language of the game because the town of bread, the people in the town of bread do talk about the bread that makes you brave. And then, of course, it restores your courage.
Yes.
So it is, it does tell you a little bit that the bread is used as a potion here. So.
Gotcha.
All right. So did we have another loss of courage on Trash Talk's side over there?
Yeah, we did.
All right. Again, not really an impediment. You're not really even that far away from where you need to be. So it's really just to dust yourself off, get back on that horse and get back on that orc, perhaps. And call upon those spears and those lamps. So I think Bigger Engineer just about to pick up the dust down here in the Goblin's Cave. And it's not very, so you may not be like it may not be intuitive is what I'm trying to say to open a treasure chest in this game. You have to actually step onto it and then you look around your feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very confusing, whereas most video games I'm familiar with, you would walk up to the treasure chest. You can't walk on top of the treasure chest and you just open it. But
right.
All right. So, and you can see that you can look at other things, like Trinity's looking at something on the wall up here. Is there anything to do with it? And that may be, and I'm trying to see where everybody's at, but that may be the wall that you would use the Stardust on once you have it. Right. So. That would let you get back into there. And so for a second, just take a look at this statue up there too. Like real a masterwork, absolutely. Yeah. So it looks like Trash Talk and Trinity are both on Hope level 2 now. Ruben's still on Hope 1. But with a skeleton in the way, some of the experience from the skeleton might be enough to move him up there and get on that Hope level. Get on Hope level 2.
Yeah, get on that level.
All right, Bigger Engineer heading back to town of bread. Gonna buy some more bread, it looks like. And let's see. And there Ruben takes another courage loss. Engineer's buying a club. So I think that is another weapon for Maria to use.
Sure.
As opposed to the dagger, but I don't think that there is a spirit in the club. I think that there is just a regular old club.
Yeah. You would use to.
Yeah, and not, speaking of clubs, I would say, Sneakbike really feels like a club sometimes, but it's a really inclusive club. And so you could come join this club. If you wanted to join our Discord, we posted the link up in the chat. You're always welcome to join the Discord, Sneakbike. Come see what's going on. Come see what we're up to, our schedule for the week. Maybe talk about, if you're thinking about joining a game, joining a race, if you think that you have some ideas for races, really anything. It's just a great place to hang out and talk. And so, probably a good club, and you don't even have to buy it at the Town of Bread. So, All right. All of our racers are in combat right now. Beginner Junior heading off, and so he is heading down to the cave that leads across the river, I want to say.
Sure.
It's tough to really get a sense of it's tough to get a sense of scale because there's the tiny river that has the one tile of water across, and then there's the larger river that may actually supposed to be an ocean. I'm not sure, but Beginner Junior is being told again that when you return the Stardust to the, and I've really tried to avoid this word because it's Dace.
Oh, like DAIS.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's tough one. I think that's how. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Look, nobody else is. I mean, we're the only people talking right now. Like, whatever we say, they just got to go along with. They've got to go along with it. So, but when you return the Stardust to that's what's going to let you access the rest of the caves. So, Engineer is cruising along. Almost suspiciously to the point where I've got to wonder if Coastline wasn't part of somebody's childhood here. So
right.
Engineer's out of Dream. That's without the Dream, it's going to be really hard to summon spirits, I think, is the way that this works. I don't think that you can call without Dream, but you can whack a skeleton with a club, and that works just fine.
Okay,
so
yeah. I mean, that makes sense. So
all right. So Trinity and Trash both back at the Fairy Lake. It's a place where you can, like I said, you can save the game as well as restore your courage there, and then you come back. Saving shouldn't be too big of an issue here because there is just not much of a penalty for dying. You go back to that same place. So.
Right.
But looks like Bigger Engineer making his way through the cave here, and then a kobold just shows up. Very random encounters in this game. You don't know way to that I know of at least to avoid these. It's just a matter of being able to fight your way through it. There is a run option. I don't know that I've seen anybody yet run from an encounter. Of course, if you're trying to get up to the next hope level, you want to take all these encounters. But sometimes the greatest hope is the hope of running away. So,
and I know you're the expert on this game. How do you get more Dream? Do you know?
Well, I think when you level up your hope, you have more Dream. So the Dream comes along with the hope.
Sure.
So
that's just like life. Yeah, that
absolutely,
makes sense.
absolutely.
To verify.
So, let's see here. I had some facts about ghosts, some facts about lions, and some facts about ghost lions themselves. One, so this ghost lion doesn't really have a very active speedrunning community. It seems like, and I don't mean to slight the community at all. I would say, but there's only one run on the Ghost Line any % leaderboard on speedrun.com. And apparently this game can be completed in 59 minutes and 32 seconds. But I will note that was 6 years ago. Wow, so new tech may have been discovered. If you wanted to hop into, and I mean, no slight to anybody who's already on the leaderboard, but I see this as a world record for the taking.
Yeah, this is the
you
time
hop right
to do
in
it.
there. Hop right in there. Ghost Line rando win. That's an excellent idea. I mean, can you imagine if you load up Ghost Line and you use Call on the spear and Twana comes out instead of Moja?
That would be too much.
Wild. All right, so everybody's got some bread. Let's see, is it just still Engineer that has the Stardust? This has been a. I would like to note that the Kate. Well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna. So Moja can also protect Maria. Moja can defend as attack with the spear. I don't know what it does because when I played through, I'd never used the defend option because that's just the way I played RPGs. I've never, I don't even know what defending actually does. So, and I'm not sure if any of these side quests or if any of these quests in the Town of Bread actually lead towards your goal of defeating the Wolfman and getting the Dog's Eye. So Bigger Engineer is reaching. So there is another fairy lake, and I'm not sure if you talk to it or if you have to talk to it to kind of put it as your last saved location. So if you run out of courage, then you'll warp back to there instead. The fairy lake in the werewolves territory, as opposed to the fairy lake outside of the town of Bread. So. Trinity is up there with the goblin who has the Stardust. So if Trinity is able to defeat the goblin, she will receive the Stardust and be able to go put it back to access the werewolves territory.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Trash is finding out. Trash is talking to the NPC who tells you about the goblin. The goblin is evil.
Yeah.
As the game describes it. But it's not sure whether the NPC in that house is a reliable narrator or not. The goblin does attack you, but I think the greater morality of Maria, the White Lion, all of this is really all up in the air right now. I don't know that I've played enough of the story to really say which side is the good side.
Oh, right. We don't know the motives.
Yeah, there could be
of the goblin.
there could be an absolutely wild twist. I mean, 1989 narratives. It could be anything.
Anybody's.
I don't have any idea. They could drop the whole lion thing halfway through this game, and I wouldn't even be surprised.
That's true. We haven't seen a lion. I mean,
I haven't seen a lion, but the lion is also a ghost. So
maybe you don't get to see it. That's a good point.
There is a lion on the box art, and I gotta say, I originally, when you pointed out the box art, I was like, oh, the box art kind of looks like Maria looks like in the game, and now I don't think that anymore. Do you think, how well would you say the box art represents like the Maria that you see in the game here?
Almost none. I mean, they're both blonde. I'll give them that. But the box art Maria looks like she was in an 80s hair metal band is how I would best describe it, right?
And this is
and a teenage, like an older teenager, like 18 years old.
It's not clear how old Maria is supposed to be in this game.
But she looks very childlike in the game.
Okay, so Trinity received a fragment of hope, which I think is, I want to call it a rare candy that just maybe levels you up instantly. It might be the actual way that you level up, and maybe you don't get hope by fighting enemies, and which would really expose like just how little I know about this game.
Sure. That's all right.
Yeah, Mel says that's the only way to level up.
Okay,
so all right, ignore everything I said earlier. But now we're very well versed in this game, and we understand. So there are fragments of hope hidden within the dungeons.
Gotcha.
And those will level your hope up and give you additional courage and dream. And so fighting doesn't matter.
Okay.
Fighting, you can get some rubies. You can use those rubies to purchase bread, blue rings, tears.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? A club,
your basics.
a bomb.
I mean,
I think those are the only 5 things that I saw in the shop, but there are
Yeah.
probably more things later. All right, Trash has reached the werewolves. So he put the Stardust on, and he's going to be able to access the werewolves territory now. Bigger Engineer, you can see, is fighting werewolves. Let's see. They look kind of.
Werewolf is the wolf man the same as the werewolf? Or
The
is
wolf man,
like
I think, is the boss.
Okay.
They will for sure know once they have reached.
Yeah.
And so you can see the werewolf providing a little bit of a challenge here.
Yeah.
Bigger Engineer runs out of courage fighting the werewolf, but I could feel my courage actually melting away too, looking at that intimidating looking werewolf that kind of from this distance also looked like a lizard a little bit.
a little bit.
It did not really strike me. I'm used to seeing werewolves kind of big and burly up top, hairy, and I just didn't see it here.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it looks exactly like the kobold over there, doesn't
it? It really does. Eerily similar.
It does. I'm kind of wondering if it's not the same sprite with just the color swap, but
he's in costume.
Right. All right. So, Ruben's at Hope 1.
Yeah.
Do you think that not having as much courage and dream to work with is going to be a significant? It's good because you can make it through this game without finding the fragments of hope.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like the fragment of hope is a required item.
Right.
But as you move on, eventually, will you become? Will the enemies be too much to overpower you? And so, The namesake here, Ghost MF Lion, says having less life makes you die more. But I'm gonna, okay, corrected themselves. I'm gonna say that nobody dies here in Ghost Lion. I mean, the lion presumably did
at some point,
and is a ghost now.
Right.
But mostly everybody else just loses their courage. The spirits lose their power as well. And I'll be completely honest with you that I don't have any idea at all how the mechanics of that work.
Sure.
But your spirits do have a little power box, and sometimes number go down. So I assume number go down is bad. Number go up, probably better.
Probably.
Let's go ahead and give a shout out here. So Call Me Nothing, thank you for that gift sub drop right there to the community. Subbing to Sneakbike is an excellent way to support Sneakbike and all of our initiatives. Of course, we run our weekly mystery race as well as different events, Sneakly Weeklies throughout the week, all kinds of things. Just trying to have a fun community built around retro games and nice people. And so all your support is always appreciated. So Party and Sneakbike for sure. Thank you for all those rubies, we'll say. All right, so Trash Talk is finding out about the Red Ring, and the Red Ring is going to be another spirit call.
Okay.
So that would be kind of a third-party member, and then you can really kind of amass a pretty decent team on your side if you have all the items that let you call different things. So the only kind of caveat to that is that it takes you a turn every time to call somebody else. So. Okay. So you could see, you have multiple enemies show up at once. We had a skeleton and a zombie there. So Bigger Engineer lost some courage there, and it's really still anybody's game here. Trash is in the werewolves the werewolves territory. Trinity's Hope level 3, Trash is Hope level 3. So this is really, it's still quite a race, and a fun thing for us is that I did not play far enough to get into the Dog's Eye.
Sure.
And so it could come up at any time.
We have no idea.
It could just pop up on it. Like we could see our producer Ace move the trophy over, and we'd be like, "Oh, okay, that happened." Yeah. So it's like, yay. Oh, you completely missed the Dog's Eye, but but we're good. Yes, if you don't know call, if you're trying to attack. It's a very it's a hard game. It's using the no call and trying to attack with the dagger will make this game a lot harder than it needs to be. So so we wanted to give our racers just that hint that they should figure out what call does, because it's very important to succeeding in this game.
Right.
Now the club, I'll say the club does some work. Club was doing 15 points on that goblin down there on Bigger Engineer's screen. So. Yeah. That's basically a Moja swing right there. So, we see a lot of people. Let's see. They're talking about bread. We got some bread talk. I mean, bread, it gives you courage.
Yes,
so.
Yes.
All right, and so Trash is getting the in-game basically quest, the instruction to go get the Dog's Eye, which is. Yeah. Once we get the Dog's Eye, we're going to know that you've reached best friend status. So
cool.
There's a Fragment of Hope, and that's going to bring Trash's Hope up to 4.
Wow.
So finding a lot of Fragments of Hope here, up to 39 Courage, 35 Dream.
It's got to be good.
And I'm not sure if that was a full heal as well, or if Trash was already at full Courage, or if the Fragment of Hope also healed everything up. So.
Heal as in bread heal, right?
Right, raise the courage,
heal,
yes. I'm not sure if the Fragment of Hope also made you braver, in the sense that it's hard to talk when your HP is courage. It's hard to talk about raising your maximum courage versus just raising your temporary, raising your current courage. Right. And so, so I'm really interested to see what they could do with this, on a modern console, perhaps. Because I think that not only could we have Hope, Courage, and Dream, but I think that we could have a lot more stats to work with, sure. Just kind of vaguely similar, but not necessarily. Like you could have an inspiration stat, you can have a motivation stat, all this kind of
Right. I mean,
there's a lot you could do with that for sure. So We've got a poll running in chat for best bread. So I'm gonna switch away and let's see. What do you think the options are? We haven't even clicked on the options. What do you think the options are gonna?
Yeah.
Okay, hot dog bun. Right, first.
That's yours.
Oh,
Here,
well,
but not
okay.
Not everyone loves.
All right,
hot dog buns.
I figured everyone was on team hot dog
probably
bun.
muffins, or some kind of a fruit bread, like a banana bread situation.
See, I would think they're gonna go like it was like ciabatta or like a pretzel bun or something,
Mr.
like
fancy boy over here.
Oh yeah, I'm fancy boy. I obviously said it was hot dog bun. It's like, and not even like the good like brand name hot dog. But what is a brand name hot dog bun? Like gas station. It's been sitting there for like 6 months. Like you came here to buy hot dog buns, like hot dog buns from somewhere like there. All right, let's see what the options were. So, sourdough, French, rye, toast, or banana bread.
We got one guess.
Which one did we get?
Banana bread.
Oh, you said banana bread? Nice.
But the other ones, no, yeah.
All right. Yeah, banana bread. I'm voting banana bread.
Yeah.
Out of those choices. But I want you all to know that there was hot dog bun. So banana bread is great because it's you make it out of the old bananas. Yeah. But also I'm like, you keep the old bananas around and you're like, oh, maybe someday I'll make banana bread with this. And we've been together for almost 13 years now. How many times have you seen me make banana bread with the old bananas?
You 0 times.
0 times.
Me maybe twice.
Maybe twice. So so you keep the bananas around. It's a good thing they're cheap because we don't end up making the banana bread too often, but it's nice to eat if somebody else makes it. So okay, so Bigger Engineer is using plane magic now. I think Twana has plane magic, and so there are lots of different types of magic in the game, and by that I mean there are 2 types. There's offensive and defensive.
Yes.
So the manual actually refers to it as attacking magic or defensive magic. So S plane stands for small plane, and that protects you with a small plane of light. So that's going to be your defensive magic. But we've also got the attacking magic like needle. And then if you advance your magic enough, then you will learn spells like poison needle, which is so needle shoots small needles from your fingertips of the enemy. Okay, but poison needle shoots poisoned needles from your fingertips of the enemy. So, oh, I'm wrong. Sorry, there is also other magic, which includes flash and dark and hold and sleep and wing and shadow. And
that's a lot.
There's at least,
that's a lot of magic.
Looks like at least 21 different spells here.
Whoa.
Okay, so I have also learned some more information about some different items. So the tiers, they are tiers, and they're not only regular tiers, they're dragons tiers.
Oh.
So it doesn't say that like in the game. It just kind of says tiers,
Right.
And you're left to assume that it could be like anyone's tiers, but it's very specifically dragons tiers.
Okay.
The blue ring protects you from attacks by surrounding you with large planes of light. So I assume that's the same as casting large plane, but not as good as casting whole plane. Right. So something going on here that I'm.
Just everyone's
fighting.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting something different too. We got 2 orcs, a skeleton, a goblin, a werewolf. It's all over the place.
True.
So,
Lots
yeah, absolutely. Maria's just so like wide-eyed like when she's in combat here, but then also I don't like when she gets hurt. I don't like that.
She's crying
very much.
Yeah, it's dark. It's very dark. So there she's winking. Yeah, that's cute.
That's it.
we gotta take what we can get.
I think that's a fair thing to say is that we do in fact have to take what we can get from Legend of the Ghost Lion here. So we've got a lot going on. Still sometimes back in Town of Bread. Town of Bread, there's always bread there. It doesn't run out. So anytime you need more potions, you're gonna hop back onto Town of Bread. So let's see. Okay, so you will encounter numerous enemies during your journey, and these include kobolds, skeletons, zombies, and goblins. But did you know that goblins can see in the dark?
I did not.
So that's why, maybe that's why Flash wouldn't work on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even though Flash makes a bright flash of light. Sure. But Flash still didn't work on the goblins, so. Let's see.
We didn't make the we didn't make
We
these-
didn't make
we
the
didn't make the
rules.
rules
We didn't
and
make the
you know
rules.
so we
I'm really interested to see which other, if we see any other calls throughout the game, because it does talk a lot about the companions here.
okay.
You've got an elf that's going to come. He's the spirit of the rapier.
Oh.
You have a winged man who flies with the wings of an eagle. You have a half human, half horse. That's right. I'm talking about a centaur.
Okay.
And centaur is a strong companion in the spirit of the silver cup. So,
What's that mean?
if you get a silver cup, then you can call the centaur out of the cup. I think it's
That's
like
how it works. Okay. Yeah.
that's pretty much how it works.
Okay. Okay.
Echo, would you would make fun of poor little old me, like, and the way that I speak in my Midwest accent? We don't have centaurs here in Missouri, here in Sneakbike Studios in the heart of America, where Ashley Carroll's and Pepper Crab are commentating from. So if you expected me to say like centaur, yeah, like
Centaur,
you have come to the wrong place. All right, I'm excited to see what's in this treasure chest that Trash is picking up, and it's another fragment of hope. That means hope is up to 5. That's the biggest hope. That's the most hope that I've seen out of anybody so far.
It is.
I think that takes courage past 40. So. All right, let's see. So, what is the castle? Have you seen anybody come out of that castle?
No, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened.
Yes.
So.
And then Trash also has the red ring, and so I'm excited to see if we can see the call from the red ring here. So, Ghostline says that's the wolf's castle. So, presumably that's going to be that's your end game right here.
Yeah,
we might be getting close.
Somebody,
because you are trying to beat the Wolfman, trying to get the dog's eye. I'm going to guess. My guess is that it's not his actual eye. Like, you're not prying his eye out of his skull.
Yeah.
It's probably like a jewel.
Yeah.
Sure.
I hope. I don't.
Yeah, that's just hidden behind it.
Yeah.
But so. Let's see. You have a lot of rubies. I never got this many rubies, but our runners have a lot of rubies and have a lot of options. You can buy Blue Ring. Blue Ring only cost 100, and that was the one that cast L Plane on you. You can buy, let's see, some more Dragon's Tears, which restore your dreams, is what those do. Okay. So I think that you can use them. So they're basically a potion for your dreams. Depending, if you're trying to use other games terminology, it might be an ether or something. But all right, so it looks like Ruben's already found that treasure. Already opened up that treasure chest, and so, lots of decision points here for our racers, and. Again, so Trash is coming up on another treasure chest. Let's see what's in this one here. This is the rapier. And so I think that if Trash uses the call on this, we'll see the elf come out.
Okay.
Again, really just like assembling a good team. That's 4 different calls available now. And so here's the elf. Let's see.
Ooh.
And it looks like, I'm going to say she is wielding a mace, maybe? Or just another club?
I don't know. It kind of... Yeah, it's tough to say. It kind of looked like a wand of some sort.
I'm kind of into it. It's really pink.
It's different.
It's very pink.
Than all the other ones.
Twana, he just looks like he's kind of upset that you called it. Like, he's like, you woke him up from
he's very cranky.
It's like, you woke me up for this, like for 2 orcs. And so I don't know if it's really explained at any point what relation each. So Moja is, I think, the soldier from the original story, right?
Okay.
In the Legend of the Legend of the Ghost Lion, in the Legend of the Ghost Lion,
right, Yeah.
Like, I'll read it again. Don't make me read it.
I don't think no one deserves that.
All right, so that's Moja, but I don't know if everybody else, if they have a reason for aiding Maria in her quest.
Right.
I don't know if Twana has, like, if he has some tragic backstory about the ghost lion, if the elf was that just named Elf?
I did not. I was too mesmerized by the look. I did not.
It's a good look. It's a good look. We'll post it up on the Sneakbike Discord how to get the look later. That's going to be one of our features about Ghost Lion. It's like, get the look, like
shop this look.
Yeah, shop this look. Yeah. It's like you buy the elf stuff, and I'm going to look like Twana. So there's a ship outside, or kind of I said ship, but it also kind of looks like a raft outside.
I noticed
like
that. A boat. Yeah,
a boat. And I'm not sure where you can seafare to on this one. What's out there? What's out there in this great big world of Ghost Lion?
It's totally unknown to everyone. Probably.
It's a mystery to everyone. All right, so we're basically kind of in this like chapter 2 of the game, where we're trying to again get into the Cave of the Giants and defeat the Werewolf King, or the Wolf Man, however you want to.
Yeah, I'm real excited to see what he looks like. Are you? I mean,
I'm pretty excited to see the Wolf Man.
You don't know what you
but I also kind of think that it will be just the werewolf again with a different coat of paint, like one more time. So
I hope not.
We'll see.
Here, yes, Elf.
Elf, yes, it's just Elf.
Just Elf, yeah.
It's just Elf.
Simple, to the point. It's no need to get fancy.
Yeah, she shows up, chants the Dark's magic. Defeats the orcs, goes back to making the cookies. So
yep.
I went with it's not Christmas. See, so I went with like a Keebler elf joke there instead of like a Santa's elf joke.
Yeah, I like it.
I did?
I really like it.
Thank you. Just you wait and see. So Ghost Lion, I'm gonna assume, is the expert in this game and the one who chose this game this week. I am excited to see. We're definitely learning a lot, and I think our racers are probably picking up a lot more even than we've been able to nose here. So, played it once. So I'm gonna check the Sneakbike leaderboards, and check in. Hold on. I think that puts you at the top. I think so. It's you at the top for once. The rest of our racers here, for having done it for about 40, 55 minutes now. So, and then I'm coming up right near the end, but not exactly the end, with my 10 minutes of prep last night. So, Bigger Engineer coming up on a treasure chest. What is it? There's nobody here, so it's good to check around. Oh, and here it is, and this is it. Oh no, this is 2 werewolves. Oh, okay. I got a little excited there. It was the werewolves, like, they announced their presence. They're like, you're gonna come in here and open our treasure chest in my castle. You come into my castle, you open my chest. Do you think so? Like, 2 werewolves right at you. So a small bomb blew up right in front there, and that's 1 werewolf gone. And then it's just the other werewolf left to go. So, a very interesting strategy there to use the bomb magic, which seems really powerful, and I'm not really sure what the downside is, if it takes more of Tawana's power to use the bomb magic, but it seemed really powerful, and there's another fragment I hope to move. Bigger Engineers hoping up to 4. Yep. So we're leveling up, but we still haven't seen that dog's eye. We still haven't seen the wolf man, so.
It's exciting.
It's definitely exciting. You're right. You're absolutely right. I was gonna say I wanted to say something about, like, it was hopeful, or like make some connection to like the hope, courage, dream part of the game.
Very dreamy, very courageous.
And sometimes you just start the line and you don't know where it ends up, and then you have to forfeit.
Kind of walking back.
It's like, you know what? Yeah.
They're not all winners. You know, we know that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you know what? I'll tell you who is all winners. Our racers.
Oh yeah.
And everybody in the Sneakbike community. When you join the Sneakbike community, you are the winner because you have joined a community of friends that's really supportive and awesome. So if you'd like to, feel free, check us out. We're on Discord. We're here at twitch.tv/Sneakbike. You can see our videos on YouTube. You can check us out at sneakbikemysteryrace.com. It's an awesome time. I said this a couple weeks ago. You are not too bad or too good at video games to participate in one of our awesome Sneakbike mystery races. We've got beginner races and we've got intermediate races. And so this is actually, this week we're doing a beginner race here on Ghost Lions. So. All right.
I wonder what an experienced run would look like.
I also want to look up the video of the world record on Ghost Lion here. Yeah. So I think the call of the red ring is a halfling. That's Trash's fourth call there. Is the halfling. Let's see if he uses it again. But I believe that was who showed up right there. So halfling, kind of a. Let's see. Oh, and bigger engineer coming up. It's another tease treasure chest. Yep, those treasure chests. They say we werewolves protect the castle, and I'm like, oh, this is Wolfman. This has got to be Wolfman. I know it. This is Wolfman. So you can see bigger engineer has halfling too. The spirit of the red ring. He pops out with a little shield. He's gonna do some put in some work here. Yep. But with only 10 courage, and we saw that werewolf is definitely capable of doing 10 damage, and so. This is going to be a close fight. I'm down here on the big red engineer's screen. But the bread refills a lot of courage. And so the small needle pricked Maria for 13. Let's see. And then Trash is down in the basement here too. Oh, just walking back out. Okay, I see. And Ruben's learning about the elf spirit. From one of the NPCs in town there. Halfling protecting Maria on engineer. This is a pretty wild little set of battles we've got going on here. So Kobold's down on Trash Talk's side. These werewolves seem to be the toughest enemies that we've seen so far. They really, with 39 courage, when they can do 13, I mean, you're looking at 3 hits and you could possibly be down there. And so the werewolf goes down on there. Bigger engineer gets to pick up the treasure chest and using some bread to regain courage. I'm not sure if there's a maximum, like if any of our players have reached the maximum inventory yet, have run out of space, or whether you can scroll down once you get past the 8 items that it shows you on the screen there. So. It may be that you're limited with the number of bread that you can carry into a fight, into a castle.
Sure.
And so now that Twana has the bomb magic here, Twana seems very powerful. Like the bomb magic seems incredibly powerful compared to the needle, or just simply attacking. That bomb's really making short work of a lot of werewolves here. So. All right, and so this looks like a kind of is it a warp? The bomb magic. Oh, okay, this is the ship. This is the port right here, where Trash can ride out to the 300 rubies to ride out to the evil king.
Wow, okay.
So, this is... a journey at sea for Trash Talk.
Yeah. So vast. Kind of spooky.
I know. I'm brilliant.
I was out here. So.
Mel says Trash is certainly doing something.
Okay.
All right, and so now there's a spirit and a ghost here, and I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of watching this to see is 42 points of damage. I think Trash has entered a place that he's not supposed to be. I think that this might be a later level area of the game. That it lets you go. Now, probably you spent all that, and so this is actually, I think, a positive thing here.
Okay. How so?
He lost all the rubies.
Yeah.
And he probably realizes that's not the way you need to go, because you would need to raise another 300 rubies to go back there. Just to get destroyed by another ghost.
Right.
So that's probably like about the best outcome that Trash could have asked for there.
Sure.
Being sent back to the place you actually need to be.
Yeah.
And then
move on.
And then move forward.
Yeah.
Yep. We tried it. Didn't work.
Yep.
That's how it goes sometimes. So we're going to try something else until we get that dog's eye. All right. So I'm looking. Where's Ruben up here? Ruben's walking through a cave.
Mhm.
And you can see that it's kind of interesting the way it only shows you part of the cave at once. And
I
so it
know.
doesn't really,
It's hard to tell.
load
Yeah.
everything in right away. And then here's a couple
Oof.
werewolves to fight.
Yeah,
So, and with only 30 courage at Hope level 3, these werewolves are a little bit more deadly than they would be for some of our other racers here.
Mhm.
So, considering using the club, rethinks it, goes for a call, and calls upon Moja to fight alongside Maria. So, see if Ruben could take care of these two werewolves. And there we saw what happens when the power is done on Trinity's screen. We saw the elf run out of power and then leave the battle essentially. And so I believe that she's going to be able to call the elf right back into the next battle. But let's see what's in this treasure chest right here.
Yeah.
Always interested to see. And here's the red ring. So now Trinity has access to the halfling summon as well.
Good.
And then walks back the same way that she came, it seems like. A little bit. You see the indecision in some of the racers sometimes. You're not sure. And it could be indecision on our part, too, because we also have no idea where they're supposed to go. So,
Right.
okay, we get Bigger Engineer has been down here in these treasure chests. This one looks like a dead end right here. Let's see. I am the Wolf King. Why do you disturb my sleep? I think this is the boss we were looking for right here. King Wolf.
Did you see it?
I did. All right. So this guy has his own sprite and everything. All right.
Yeah.
Bigger Engineer summons Halfling right away, and Halfling he's going to set to protect. So 34 points of power. So the Wolf King would do 34 to Maria, but instead Halfling takes it all. So that's a really good strategy. Halfling's going to be able to take a couple more hits here while she sets up with Twana. And it looks like Twana's going to try and poison King Wolf. And then Halfling defends again. So 13 damage from Poison Needle there. But Maria gets a hit for 16. So.
Okay.
All right, this is a tense battle right here. Now we're calling upon the spear. So we've got an army of 3. We've got the Halfling, Moja, and Twana all out right now. Twana using the bomb on King Wolf. Halfling probably going to defend, and then Moja will attack. So King Wolf has done 16 damage points. King Wolf attacks. All right, Maria's down to 8 courage, but I believe Bigger Engineer's got some bread left behind. So. If Maria uses the bread here, that's going to extend this fight a little bit longer, and Twana and Moja are still going to be able to get attacks in this turn. So the Halfling's still hanging on there. Not out of power yet, but this is a for sure a harrowing fight.
Yes,
You could lose your courage really easily in this one. So let's see. So now Maria, it looks like Bigger Engineer's out of calls. And is going to fight with Maria instead. Oh, and there it goes. There's King Wolf down. We see King Wolf fade away. And is this it? Are we going to get the dog's eye right here? We found the dog's eye. And you know what that means? That means Bigger Engineer is our number 1 best friend of the week.
Whoa.
And there we've got the Ghost Lion trophy.
Gosh.
Everybody, please get your GGs out in chat for Bigger Engineer taking down Ghost Lion. Really figuring out the mystery of the Ghost Lion as far as we're concerned today.
Yes.
Of course, there's many more mysteries of the Ghost Lion left to go. But we'll handle that in some of the post-race interviews here. We'll see who wants to keep on playing and discover more what this game has to offer. So, all right. So now that we've got Bigger Engineer taken care of, let's take a look at our other 3 racers and see who we think is coming up on the werewolves. So we saw that in that werewolves castle, there were a lot of those kind of not trap chests, but really almost decoy chests because they faked us out a bunch. We're like, this is the one. This is the one right here. And then it's just werewolves, maybe a fragment of hope or some bread or something. So let's see who can get down. Now that we know that down there is where that, where the Wolf King resides. So it's interesting. So I've got to wonder, is the Wolf King in the chest, you think?
Yeah, I was wondering that because
he pops because he's not around.
Like he was sleeping in there, and then he just pops
he just pops out of the. Like you try to open the chest because he doesn't show up until you try and open it.
Right.
Like he pops out. And he's like, oh, actually, like this is my home. Like now I'm going to fight you. So.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back into into the Legend of the Ghost Lion here. I didn't really have anything to say about this. Like I said, I was going to look up facts about lions, but instead I really just wanted to say, do you remember zoo books?
Yes,
You remember zoo books?
yes.
I never had any. I never had zoo books,
Yeah.
but I remember watching the TV commercials for zoo books a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
they were at the doctor's office.
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
highlights and things like that.
we had a different thing instead that was this like little binder, I think, by with like animal
They would
facts.
mail you. You
Yeah, it was supposed to be a thing like you subscribe to it or anything.
Yeah, but they sent you free ones.
Yeah, but we didn't. Yeah, we didn't subscribe to it, so we
No,
went over there with the
no.
free ones. And so my sad binder of animal facts was just incomplete. But I wonder. I do like. I think I looked it up once, like buying a binder of those animal facts.
I wonder what that
None
was
of the
about.
facts are
Yeah.
probably right now. Like they
Well,
probably like
yeah.
animals. They've changed. They're not the same as when we were kids.
We're
You know,
old, we're
like
old, yeah.
like they're not. There's not even zoo books. It's like zoo ebooks now. Like
Of course.
they're probably all. It's a Zodcast. Like so. Animals evolve, but you can press B to stop them from evolving. So, moving on from that terrible joke, we've got 3 racers still hunting down the Dog's Eye and the Wolf King. So, trash talk about to head back into the cave here, I think. And all the way back to town. Let's get filled back up on bread and everything. But it does take a while to get back from this continent to the down to the werewolves den. So, and interesting that none of you get the rubies from it, but none of our racers seem to take the strategy of running. Eventually, I would think that once you get to the point where you figure out that fighting doesn't really get you anything except money, and the money isn't doing a whole lot for you. I think that especially like 8 rubies there, like in a timed race, I think I might be starting to consider running from some of these smaller battles instead of fighting, but I also don't know what the run chance is.
Right.
So if you tried it a couple times and failed, you probably get a little shy about it. You get a little run shy.
Sure.
And then probably just try and fight it out. So
Right.
it depends on, everybody's unique. And that's kind of one of the nice things about this is you get to see the different ways that people approach everything.
Yeah. Definitely.
You get to see the different ways that people try and solve the puzzles, try and figure out where they're at. I don't know. We don't have cameras on any of our racers or anything, so I don't know if they're using the official manual strategy, but the manual actually advises you to go ahead and make a map on paper.
What?
And so I would like to, so for all of you aspiring cartographers out there in chat, I'd like to give you a couple map making tips. From our good friends at Kimco, who developed this game. Go ahead and get yourself a good pencil with a big eraser and a pad of graph paper. We suggest 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch grids, but that's just a suggestion. That's just a suggestion. Whatever you've got. So go ahead and make your maps to scale. So for example, 1 square on the graph paper is equal to 1 step of your character on the game screen. And then the last tip, draw what you see. The maps only have to make sense to you. They don't need to be works of art.
Oh gosh.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if you feel like it's a work of art, it is.
Yeah,
If you want to put that on the fridge after you beat Ghost Lion,
Please.
you do it. You put that up on the fridge. You get your Sneakbike magnets, your official Sneakbike magnets, and put that map up on the fridge.
Can you tell? I don't know anything about gaming, so would it really be helpful to make your own map? Like,
oh
for
yeah.
real, or-
This is absolutely what we did back in
Okay.
like I remember specifically Zelda 1. Zelda 1 was like, I feel like you had to make a map. If you didn't have, I don't remember what, like some games came with maps as part of the manual or something, but if you didn't have it, like making a map was absolutely a huge thing.
Pretty essential. All right.
And then the internet came along, and then we could all just look up ASCII maps on GameFAQs. So they're like maps made out of like it's like they're just using text characters, but it looks like a picture.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
and and that was the beginning of the end. And games haven't been the same since then.
Well, no.
Yeah, I mean that was what ruined it. Being able to look up maps on GameFAQs, that was what ruined gaming forever. And so, I absolutely just spelled it out because I was afraid it's like ASCII. Is that what people say? But I didn't know people would get that. like old man, like yeah, like if you knew what I was talking about, you have outed yourself as super old. And I'm sorry, like, but like we're all like old now, and I didn't know the kids would know what ASCII is, and so I wanted to be able to look it up. So. Sneakbike, once again, completely off the rails, and I love it. Just take the middle of the race to thank you all for giving myself and Ashley Carrolls the opportunity to commentate this week. For the month of February, to celebrate Valentine's Day, actually all of the Sneakbike commentators will be romantic partners throughout every race. So that is absolutely a thing that is real, and I did not make it up right now.
Totally got it approved.
Yep,
yeah.
got it approved and everything. I'm getting a note. No, that is not the case. So just us. Actually, like I mean, if we're we have to scramble to make this happen. So. Well, you gotta scramble to make a few eggs. So, all right, we've got skeletons, we got rubies, we got mini demons. When two werewolves show up, it says mini demons appear. So, are they werewolves or are they demons? You know, it's tough to say. Let's see, I wanted to take a look. I had lots of. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is that if making maps doesn't work for you, then the number for the Nintendo's game counseling hotline is also listed right in here.
Do you think it still works?
I would like to note that the number does not start with 800.
Okay, so.
But the pros there will get you on your way in a hurry.
Oh gosh, I can't imagine. Did you ever call a number for any reason?
I never called the number. I never called the number to get help with Nintendo.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't think you would, but I just thought.
Well, I mean, it was nice as kids. We had so much time, you know. Like I had all day to throw at Ghostline.
That's true.
Like if Ghostline was giving me trouble, like I have nothing to do. Like no responsibilities. Like just Ghostline. Like. Finding the legend of the Ghost Lion was my life. Yeah. Like figuring out the mysteries of what this game had, like that was my everything. Right, so you know, I was I didn't need Nintendo's game counseling hotline. So thank you for the suggestion, but I'm good.
Yeah, people.
Now that said, I'm not looking down on anybody who did want to call the Nintendo game counseling hotline. Sometimes it's just nice to have somebody to talk to about the game.
Yeah. People were calling you for help.
I didn't want to call and ask for help. I was just like, hey, like I just wanted to talk to you about Ghostline. Like I just really been enjoying it, and I wanted to thank you for, you know, for all that you've done, for giving us this. Ruben, I think, taking another loss of courage, but I do like that the game inspires you after every time. Don't give up because of things such as this. I would like actually that kind of on a little bit of plaque. Like it would be nice to look at when you're having a tough day. We've got a command now. Don't give up because of such things. Yeah, don't. I encourage all of you not to give up because of such things. Yeah. And remember that there's always more courage in the bread. The courage, you rise with the bread, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What would you say if you were a Ghostline character? What hope level do you think you'd be at, like right now?
If I was playing?
No. If you like in real life, I don't know. Like, what's your hope level? You know, like.
Oh.
I don't know what the scale is. I don't know how high hope gets.
Right.
Like how.
The highest we've seen is the 5.
I'm already impressed at 5. Like hope level 5 seems like far like anything I couldn't even hope to exceed 5, like 5 hope.
I would say I'm not quite at 5, but I'm not hopeful.
Trash loses the courage there. It's nice. Don't give up because of such things. You've got hope. You've got friends with your call spirits here. Yep. And so are the clubs. I'm trying to see here. Trinity's buying a club, and I'm not sure if that's for the first time or not. Because I thought the club was a multi-use item. But. Yeah, and I think that Trinity just hasn't bought one yet. Yes. Maybe hasn't been back to the shop.
Okay.
So filling up on bread, the inventory not, like filling up on bread because it only takes one bread to get you full in this game.
Yeah.
The second bread, that's gluttony.
Bread. Yeah, that's too much bread.
I mean, save some bread for that guy who needs the bread to make him brave. Back in the town of bread, remember? Town of bread. We're at the beginning. There's some other. We've been to a few places. We haven't talked much about the place names, but town of bread was the first place.
Right.
We've also seen town of Davis.
Okay. We don't know which one that was.
Or maybe we haven't seen town of Davis, and I think people have talked about the town of Davis.
Sure.
People have also talked about the town of Pixie.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's kind of it. Yeah, those are the towns.
Okay.
Later on, there are more towns. Oh, there's a Slugs Cave.
Wow.
There's a Lake of Paradise. That one sounds kind of fun.
Definitely.
Wouldn't mind stepping by there. Oh, it's full of ghosts. We might.
No.
That I'm trying to. I wonder where. Was it Ruben or Trash went up to fight the ghosts? Right.
That was Trash.
And I think that might have been up north. Trying to think. That might have been close to where Lake of Paradise is. Because we did see ghosts up there.
Sure.
But ghosts do show up kind of throughout the rest of the game. You've got some, you got your ghosts, you got your ghouls, you got your hobs, spirits, zombies, all these things. So let's take a look at Ruben here. Ruben is closing in on some treasures in the werewolf's castle. I'm trying to take a look and see if Ruben can first of all find and then beat the Wolf King. Was it King? It was King Wolf, right?
It's all of them. I think we've seen it all.
Yeah, we've seen lots of werewolves, and I think the one that we were looking for, he was King Wolf, all one word.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Here's just regular werewolves, mini demons. It only shows you one, but then it tells you on the other side how many werewolves that you have there. So we're watching Moja take on some werewolves up on Ruben's screen here. Magic. What magic spell was that? Was it because Moja was protecting Maria that the magic didn't work? Not sure. Protection seems like a pretty sound strategy, and I think that's what we saw Bigger Engineer do up on some of the more difficult fights as well, was to throw one call up to defend first while you set up the rest of the team. And so it seemed like a pretty reasonable strategy to me. I think we're seeing Ruben do some of the same type of thing with Moja defending instead of attacking on that first turn.
Right.
You're just not working with a lot of courage in general in this game compared to the amount of courage that the enemies can take away from you. So I talked a little bit about the speedrunning. I said you can beat this game in 59 minutes and 32 seconds. You can beat this game in under an hour.
Wow.
But there's also a 100% category where the rules for that are getting all of the treasure chests, completing all the side quests, and then collecting all of the summons.
Huh.
And so that one's significantly longer, and that looks like the current record we've got for that one is 4 hours and 44 minutes.
Ooh, wow.
So there's a ton of content in this game that you don't have to do to actually beat it.
Right.
Like we said, the fragments of hope and everything, you don't have to pick up all of those on your way. And so you can definitely speed through it if you know what you're doing. I'd be really interested to see. It'd be kind of an interesting thing to see, like a run back of this. Like,
yeah, I would.
After our racers are all done, like how fast do you think they could get back to that same point?
Right.
It's once did they remember where because after a certain point it starts to look, a lot of this stuff starts to look the same. You're working with NES graphics in a lot of these caves and everything. I mean, we're having trouble keeping track of some of it sometimes too. So
well, that's why the map.
That's why you're supposed to have
your map.
If you were supposed to,
would be helpful.
That is a perfect.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a perfect observation. That's why you're supposed. That's why the manual tells you to make a map. So what's this? Have you ever played a game that's kind of like this? Have you ever played a game like what do you think is the most similar game that you've ever played that's to Ghostline here?
I mean, you would be able to tell, like, you know what I played. Like, I did not play any of this.
You didn't. You're not really an RPG gamer. No. Did you had an NES, right? Yeah. You had the regular NES.
Yeah.
So did I.
I wasn't playing these. My parent, my dad was, but not me.
You know, I wasn't playing a lot of NES RPGs either. Actually, I would like these games like Ghostline were a little like this probably would have been a little tough for me
yeah.
about the time that I had an NES.
Yeah.
When I started to move on to the Super Nintendo, I
Yeah.
think that then I started to play more RPGs. But yeah, well, I didn't really have anything quite like Ghostline. You know, there are definitely some similar games out there. We've seen a few different RPGs, and it's there's only so much that you can do with what they were working with at the time, and
Sure.
so a lot of what makes the differences were some of the you know, graphics, story, things like that. I do think that the call mechanic here does make things a little bit unique. Somebody said it was like the Pokemon, except you fight instead of the Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
It was like Pokemon, except you fight instead of having the Pokemon fight.
I definitely see that. So.
But it's really limited, you know, and then the like you just have the same options as far as each fight goes. And we haven't seen a lot of enemy variety. I mean, really, it's been you know, with a limited number of spells in the game, like there's not that much that differentiates enemies from each other.
Right.
So the manual says that goblins can see in the dark, but what does that really mean? You know, I know there's a dark spell that you probably can't cast on the goblin, but does that make it feel mechanically different than an orc or a kobold?
Right.
So,
right.
And then you know, we've got attacks like Small Needle, and then you've got Poison Needle. It's just oh, I'd be interested to see at the end of the game how much you feel like, you know, what percent of the game you feel like you've explored if you play through up to the dog's eye, if you play to the point that you
that we're doing today. Yeah.
Right? Or do you think that there, you know, because we saw that there's that 100%. There's so much more to do. But is any of it actually, you know, is it just treasure chests, or are there additional quests to go on?
Right.
Are these people like, you know, somebody wants to see their family in Davis? Are these side quests, you know, substantial at all? And so I'd be really interested to see. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is you can catch me. So this is probably what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Sure.
So we've got some ghost lines. We do want to talk about Sneakbike Town Hall. We'll talk about Town Hall. If you're interested, we have Sneakbike Town Halls from time to time, and we're having one today right after today's race. So if you're interested in coming by and seeing, you know, kind of a discussion about the state of Sneakbike, what we'd like to do in the future, a celebration of all things Sneakbike and how much fun it is and how great everybody is, and, you know, thanking the team, our ops team, the whole community, everybody who puts in a ton of work to make this such a great experience. So come by and check out the town hall. It's in the Discord right after this. I know some of our operations experts are probably going to post some more announcements in that Discord, but you'll see the Discord come up and chat from time to time, and be sure to check us out there. It's really just an awesome place to spend some time with a good community and talk to people. I'm a big fan of the Mystery Abyss channel that just showed up this week, but I'm not exactly sure what. I just writing things in there. I don't know, and then they go away. Like, I don't know what the channel is, but I'm writing stuff. Like, it just goes in the channel and then it goes away. So, Mystery Abyss, check it out. Don't stare too long. I will say that. Don't stare too long into the Mystery Abyss. So. All right, so Trash coming back up on, and so it seems more like the biggest obstacle so far for racers has been not so much. I feel like they've got a decent direction now on where to go, and I think that the biggest thing is making it through the combat. So you've got to fill up on bread, and you've got to use bread almost a little liberally, I would say. You can't save it. You can't take it with you. Once Sneakbike is over, that bread is gone. Yeah. It doesn't do any good. So
use it or lose it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Trash, is this the room right above where the Wolf King is? If you go right down here, is that dead end?
Seems to be.
I think this might be one to watch right here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. First, Trash has to make it through these two werewolves, and the courage is. And that's 8. Oh, that was a tough attack. Oh, this is so close. Maria swings the club. No, there's no bread. I don't think Trash has any bread left.
No.
Oh, but so he defeats the werewolf, but at what cost? He's got 3 courage left.
Ugh.
I don't think without the bread, I don't think he can get it done. But we'll see.
Yeah.
He might be able to have some good defenses. Here's the Wolf
boy.
King. All right.
Oh boy. Yep.
Our second racer has reached the Wolf King. We're watching Trash Talk in the red corner. Let's see what the strategy is. So right away, it's call. We're gonna call Twana out. And what's Twana gonna do? Defend. Okay, Twana does have, and it's over.
Oh.
All right, so
at least he got to see it. See
right,
it and
knows exactly where he's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just needs to get back there, but
Right.
didn't stop to buy bread. Or can you buy bread in that mushroom town right there?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're gonna. I feel like you're gonna have to have the bread.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to tell anybody else how to play the game, but I think you're gonna want the bread. You only buy bread in the town of bread.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel.
Yeah. All right.
So if you want bread, you got to go all the way back. You got to
Gotta go
schlep it back to the town of bread to get the bread.
To get that bread.
Fill up your cart full of bread.
Push it on back.
Push it on back. So, with all these random encounters too, it's just tough to make it there with a decent amount of health,
It
and that's
seems so.
so.
Yeah,
If you're gonna fight it out, I think you're gonna have to
kind of,
run away, fight it out, or you heal it out. Like
right.
Twana doesn't have any healing magic, and it doesn't really look like there's any healing magic in the game that I see listed in the manual. So, there's other stuff. There's a barrier. There's destroy.
Yeah.
It destroys your enemy from within. Do you even understand?
That's deep.
Do you even understand? Like, can you comprehend that attack?
Beyond my scope.
And that's not even the most powerful spell. There's 2 spells after that. One of them turns your enemy to ash. It's called ash.
You don't say. I'm shocked. Shocked.
No, that's a different attack. That's thunder. That's thunder.
You messed up. Oh gosh.
Whoa.
Speaking of, is there like an age limit? Do they used to do age limits on video games?
This was before. This was before the ESRB ratings.
Okay,
and
not that anything is bad. I just was curious if.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the box art in front of you. Like, at what age would you let your child play a game with this cover?
Oof.
I think by
8, 10. I don't know. I don't. It's tough to say.
I think my box art, like the reason I said like the box art is close, is because I'm so dated. Like my standards are like NES Mega Man. If anybody has not seen the NES Mega Man cover, it looks exactly like Mega Man looks like in game. So, like here, pull it up over here. I'm like, I want you to see it. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it. So. It's NES cover art. Trinity moves up to Hope level 6, finds another fragment of Hope. Oh no! Look at the very first.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's Mega Man, right?
No. Wow. That's,
so by that standard, the Ghost Lion is way closer to what's actually in the game.
That's true.
Like,
that is true. Yeah.
Maria looks way closer to Box Maria than
It's a super misleading.
Right. So
we're back to double werewolf.
Ruben's using the elf again. I don't feel like we've seen the elf too much. I'm not sure. Elf has the dark magic, I think. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Trinity's up to Hope level 6 here. Elf has the dark magic, and what does that do? I gotta check my manual here. I'm sorry. Let's see. Dark. Surround your enemy with darkness.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so Trinity right here, this is the room.
Yeah,
all right, so Trinity coming up on King Wolf.
Taking a look.
And just use the bread. And I think she's got some more bread. I think we'll see here.
I hope so.
Let's see. And like at Hope level 6, 80 courage points.
Wow, okay.
So I feel like I'm
feeling kind of good, yeah.
I don't want to do the commentator's jinx or anything,
No,
but
it's
I think we're gonna have. I'd get a trophy ready if I was producing this one, because So gonna start off with some defense. Twana takes the first hit and then uses Big Plane of Light. So that's gonna help on the defense side of things. I think Trinity definitely knows this is the last stand right here. Holding anything back, like just make it through this battle and you've done it. So Twana uses the bomb for 18. Moja attacks, so we've got 2 people in. Let's see who she calls up next. And I didn't catch.
Moving at lightning speed.
Yeah, absolutely. So, poison doesn't affect Maria there. Maria just used the club that time. So, okay. So not a call, just swinging away with the club. Here comes the half. No. Here comes the elf. Okay, here we go. So the elf comes out. Moja's still fighting. Twana gonna use some kind of magic. Looks like bomb, still the damaging magic of choice. Does it 15 there? Moja attacks for 39, and that's King Wolf down. Whoa. Trinity's gonna pick up the dog's eye and be our second best friend of the week. Congratulations, and get those GGs out in chat for Trinity. Now, Trash Talk's right back at King Wolf as well.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Right. Trash Talk, I don't think with that amount of time, I don't think he stocked up on bread at all. And so I think it's still 58 points here. But we've got a lot of defense, so we could see 30 points of power taken away from Twana. Really, you want your enemies to hit the call. You don't want them to hit you, especially when you're low on bread. Swinging down. Moja comes into the attack. That's a big attack, 26. 18 courage points. I feel like Trash Talk might have it here. Juana's going to defend, and so this is going to be a Moja and Maria attack. Moja's down, so let's see if Trash wants to call somebody else out or just all-out attack here. It looks like we're going to do all-out attack. Needle's good. That's a missed turn. The bomb and the club. But the King Wolf has been dodging the club. The club has not worked in super effectively on that.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, so thinking about calling Halfling or Elf back out. Here comes the Halfling. And I really only see the Halfling defend. I haven't seen the Halfling fight too much at all. There's 18 points, and now Trash is in the danger zone with 14 points. But King Wolf's got to be close with how much damage they've done already. Yeah. So Halfling defends. Twana casts bomb. 16. Here's the club. King Wolf another dodge. No. Oh no! Trash Talk loses the courage. It had to be so close there, right? Yeah. Trash couldn't have been more than 1 or 2 attacks away at that point. Judging based on what we've seen from Engineer and Trinity's fights, I think it was real close, but you dust yourself off, you get right back into the King Wolf's castle, and you go open him up again. So Ruben is rich. How many rubies does Ruben have? And also, I'm not trying to tongue twister ourselves. How many rubies? How many rubies does Ruben have? As he uses the red ring. All right, so Trash Talk making a beeline right back, and so this will be the third attempt on Wolf King, I think. Yeah. But I think he's got it figured out at this point. It's just a matter of getting there with enough health to be able to survive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of his attacks, like you see that Moja attack, like it takes out the skeleton in 1 hit. Your stuff is pretty strong compared to a lot of the standard enemies. It's the werewolves and then the Wolf King himself, I think, that are going to be your biggest obstacles getting there. So I don't think you're unhappy to see skeletons, in a certain sense.
Sure. At this point in the
right. My worry about, and so any player that gets too many rubies, then I'm worried about them going the wrong way, right? I'm worried about them going back up to where Trash went and fought the ghost, and it's almost disingenuous to say that he fought the ghost. You know, it's like it wasn't much of a fight. Like the ghost is very high level for where our racers will get to in this game, and so at hope level 5 or 6, you don't have much hope against those ghosts at all. The ghosts will scare the courage right out of you. So. Sokol says, if I'm seeing skeletons, I'm concerned. But you know, there's the skeleton inside all of us. You don't want to see it usually. You don't want to see it, but it's there. It's there. Exactly. If you believe, if you have the hope and the courage and the dream, then the skeleton is inside you. And so right away, so this fight is going
back at it.
Really poorly. Like I'm just gonna put it out there. Like it's like that's not what you want to see. Is like 2 attacks on Maria right away. Yeah. That's a big attack. King Wolf taking 28 there, but this one, it is a mercy that it ended quickly because King Wolf was not having any of that. No. Like he was just immediately like not interested in Juana, not interested in Moja, not interested in Halfling. Like give me Maria and like please leave. So. But it's important not to give up about things like that.
Yeah,
so
no, can't give up.
All right. Trash Talk headed back there. So Ruben, I'm not sure where exactly is he grinding out money? He started he went one way and turned back, and I'm a little concerned that he's grinding out money. And so I don't want anybody to you know, get the idea that they need a lot of money to finish this game, because that is going to be kind of a misleading thing. You're not going to want to take that raft anywhere. That raft is absolutely a trap. One that I didn't encounter the raft itself in my playthrough, but I didn't get nearly as far as our racers. Our racers have breezed through this game. I mean, it's really like, this is not NES games in general were not easy. Like they don't hold your hand. They don't, you know, there are usually NPCs around who will tell you what you need to do, but you are kind of at the mercy of the game to understand exactly what it wants you to do.
Right.
And so, you know, that's part of the charm and the joy of retro games is that puzzle solving aspect of figuring out exactly what this game is trying to do when it didn't really have the language to tell you at the time.
Right.
You know, it didn't know, like, your tutorial was basically getting out of the room. Like, you know, like this game was better than some other games because it had a little intro section where you had to use a key to get out of a room, and that taught you how to use your menu.
Right.
A lot of NES RPGs didn't even have anything like that. It was just immediately I throw you into. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us through those technical difficulties. I apologize for the slight hiccup there, but we're back just in time to see Trash Talk, I think, lose courage again to King Wolf. So, yeah, it really was. Shout out to Ace for getting that taken care of real quick. You know, we appreciate the whole technical team here at Sneakbike helping us out, giving us really great. Looks like somebody else. We got Best Bread Part 2 up, and Hot Dog Butt better be in this one.
Oh no!
What?
Ooh, we like bagels. Bagels are up there for you.
Bagel has 0 votes.
So you're gonna vote for bagel. I know you. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Somebody just wrote pumpernickel because it sounds funny. Like that's. We're gonna talk about this in town hall. All right, we're gonna have some discussions in town hall. But all right. Ruben also losing courage. But don't give up because of such things. Just like we didn't give up when, you know, Sneakbike went down for just a minute. We didn't give up because of such things. We got right back on there. We held those horses, then we got right back on the horses. There were a lot of horses, but we're done talking about horses. We're back talking about lions. So is it possible that the ghost of Ghost Lion possessed the stream?
I think it's almost positive that's what happened.
I'm not really a superstitious person, but I do believe in the Ghost Lion.
Yes. Me too.
you know, in the Legend of the Ghost Lion, and also where are my parents? So after this, I'm gonna have to go find my parents, but I'm not sure if like Maria doesn't really get much dialogue. You know, I think I guess she's kind of a silent protagonist in this. I haven't really seen her say much of anything.
Right, she's just kind of crying and.
So I don't know. So I don't know how she feels about all of this. Like she's just it's just kind of put right out there that she has to go look for her parents. But you know, I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing how the story progresses from here, and I want to know what's going on with the parents. And so NES, it's probably pretty straightforward. Like I'm gonna guess based on the time frame that this is kind of a straightforward story, and Maria will find her parents at the end and solve the mystery of the Ghost Lion.
Yeah.
I will tell you, if this game came out 5 years later on the SNES, her dad would be the lion. 100%, her dad would be the lion, and her mom would be the spear, or something like that. Like it's like exactly like that. Like that is the way the story would play out on SNES, 100%. But here, probably Maria will find her parents at the end. So. But it would absolutely be like your mom is the Ghost Lion all along.
Sure.
Like you are a lion. I don't know, something like that. Like your dad is the entire Ghost Savannah. I don't know, like something like that. But that's basically like a lot of SNES RPGs. Your parents weren't normal. Nobody's parents were normal on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, we're gonna get the Maria Magical Girl transformation scene. I think that's like right after you find the dog's eye. So we cut it off right before this. So,
darn.
It turns into Sailor Maria. Well, I guess Trash tried to turn her into Sailor Maria earlier, and that did not work.
Yeah.
That did not work out very well. All right. Trash and Ruben, we're synced up now in this race. Trash and Ruben both right up here. Oh wait, Trash got the dog's eye? And okay, so I'm very confused because I think Trash actually got the dog's eye while we were down.
Oh, okay.
Died to something else, and then came back here.
Oh no, so we're
So Trash, so luckily I think this happened while we were down.
Oh no.
And so it's not our fault.
Yeah.
My God.
We're so sorry.
We didn't know, but we would like to now give a belated GG to our third best friend of the week, Trash Talk. Congratulations on defeating King Wolf and finding the dog's eye, and I'm sorry that nobody saw it.
Oh no.
Okay, well, we put the star up, but there's also a case to be made that Trash Talk has to start over.
No.
I think.
No.
So you're
Not
saying
at
no.
all. I'm saying no.
You're so
I'm saying
generous. You're always the generous. But
oh boy.
we're hearing a little bit about the curse of the upper right corner. Ghost Lion may be haunting the curse of the upper right corner here, the blue corner with Ruben.
Yeah, he is kind of he's looking in that direction.
Right.
I mean, so it's like.
And so Ruben, he's full on bread. You know, it's just a matter of getting there and getting this done. Alternatively, it's a matter of crashing Sneakbike stream again. Yeah, and then when you come back, you just happen to have the dog's eye. I'm not saying anything suspicious about it. But I'm saying a little bit suspicious about that. You know, you just get the dog's eye when nobody's looking. No. But in all seriousness, GG and congratulations to Trash Talk for finding the dog's eye and defeating the King Wolf. So. All right. And so it looks like we're going to, we're going to give Ruben another chance here. We're going to say Ruben's got one more spot of courage to go. If Ruben loses his courage again, I think we're going to end today's Sneakbike. But we're all cheering on Ruben right now. Everybody, please, give Ruben your energy. He's going to get to King Wolf with his courage, with all his bread, and defeat King Wolf, get the dog's eye. So everybody, get prepared for it, because I'm not, I'm not ready to mercy somebody out. We're gonna see 4 dog's eyes retrieved. We're gonna see 4 King Wolves defeated, and I believe it right here. So first we got to get past these first 2 werewolves, though. So Elf will help.
Yes, you will.
All right, werewolf lost their vision. Can werewolves see in the dark?
I'd say yeah.
I mean, in this game, only goblins can see in the dark. Werewolves can't see in the dark. But I would think that werewolves are creatures of the night.
Yeah.
And that they would have some kind of night vision, you know, like better night vision than Maria, certainly.
Sure, I would think so.
I'm also kind of interested in how the magic works in this game, how darkness can envelop one specific person.
Right.
So, I'm not sure how any of that works, but it's all right. It's a wizard did it. Twana in this case specifically. All right, come on, Ruben. We've got this. Ruben's swinging his club at the werewolf. One werewolf down.
Okay.
Let's see what werewolf attacks, but werewolf's attack did nothing. I don't know that we've seen. It's because of the dark spell. I think that the elf cast, the werewolf just straight up misses here. So elf only can do dark and defend. Elf it doesn't look like actually can do damage to the werewolves at all.
Okay.
And there goes one werewolf down. There's the other one. Maria survives this fight with courage intact and moving on. Not choosing to heal. So I'm a little concerned that Ruben isn't healing before the next random encounter.
Yeah.
I think as soon as I got out of that one with 13 health, I'd want to heal up. 13 courage. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So now you've got to fight this goblin and this orc with 13 courage.
Yeah.
Doesn't have much bread. I thought Ruben did have a lot of bread. Does Ruben not have the bread? I thought Ruben had like 4 or 5 breads left in reserve here. He has a dang bakery. I think it might be. Yeah, it's. I think at this point I'd just be trying to use all the bread I could. If you've got like.
Throw all the bread.
Just power through. And so you got 6 breads. So Ruben has 6 breads. And it may have been smart because goblins and orcs aren't really significantly powerful enemies. Hangs on to the 1 courage. And here we find out that bread does not actually restore all your courage. It only restores 50 of it. And so you definitely could have restored like that first, before that one. So he actually has more bread. So it looks like he has more bread than the inventory showed because I didn't think he was down to, I thought he was at 6 and it looked like he still had 6 there. So I think there might be some more down below that you're able to scroll to.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got hype for Ruben hanging in there at 1 courage. 1 courage is all you need when your enemy has 0. Goblin is defeated and we continue on in our quest for the Dog's Eye held by King Wolf in King Wolf's chest/bed. Running to an orc here. Kind of the this can be a very frustrating part of pretty much any video game with random encounters. You can feel like they're just like every other step you're running into a fight you don't want to take.
Right.
These fights aren't doing anything for Ruben right now. He just wants to get past all this and get into the King Wolf's lair.
Yep.
And be able to reach the goal here. So let's see how he handles this orc. Moja should be able to take actually the club. Orc dodges the club. Ugh. But Moja attacks and there's no dodging that. Orc can't handle Moja's 31 damage coming in from that spear there. So
nope.
All right, taking the stairs up, and this is out. And so we're still in the werewolves territory, but we've got to go going down to the gravestone here, to the cemetery. So, fighting a skeleton. I know that we're concerned when we see the skeletons, but
some of us are.
Yes, some of us are concerned when we see the skeletons, but they're not actually particularly threatening to Ruben at this point. Werewolves are going to be the biggest obstacle. So there's nothing on this little gravestone right here, which I'm assuming is a gravestone.
It looks like it.
And there's skeletons around it, so it's safe to say this is some kind of cemetery here.
Sure.
But we've got to get down into the King Wolf's lair. So. making my way downtown. I don't know. It's just what came into my. It's just what came into my head. Like walking one. You're still walking one tile at a time, but you are making your way downtown.
Yeah. You're walking as fast as you can, so
Right.
it tracks.
Oops, sorry, I dropped my water bottle. That was.
Too fun of a
Anybody who
joke,
sees
yeah.
who sees my stream knows that the things dropping on the floor is just kind of a regular occurrence. That noise is. Might have shocked. I did bears. I thought about saying like I'm wolf bound or I'm lair bound or something, and I went ahead and curved back on that one, but I'm glad that someone said it here, so. All right, we've got a goblin. What are you going to do? I like Oh, and now Ruben's starting to run away from the goblin. So
running
moving
back
on.
back downtown.
But the skeleton he'll fight. So the goblin he didn't want any piece of, but the skeleton easy enough to take care of it. So, it's kind of I know it's asking like what do you like. I know it's asking what action do you want Maria to take, but it's a little aggressive in 2021.
Yeah.
It's a little aggressive to ask what are you going to do.
Right.
So
such a big question.
I'd like to shout out Mel for reminding us that we were watching the wrong stream and that we were on a little bit of a 20-second delay there.
Oops.
So oops, that one's on me. Ashley Carroll's here, not her fault at all. That one's all on me, just so you know. So I'm sorry that it was on 20-second, but now we've caught up with Ruben.
Okay.
He walks into the castle.
Yes.
He's headed down into the basement. And so is this the staircase that you need to take, or is it the other staircase? Here he's going to find a fragment of hope, I think.
Yeah,
I think this chest has a fragment of hope, so. We may be entering hope level 6, the next level of hope. Like, think of all like the hope like sequel names that you could have. Like it was like Hope 6, Hope Returns for the 6th time. I don't know. That one wasn't very good, but
something about like the New Hope. I know isn't that a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, that's a New Hope. Yeah.
Or think about the Fast and the Furious movies.
The Hope
like,
and the Furious. Sure.
Yeah.
The Fate of the Hopeful. I like it. All right, so this is 2 werewolves, and I believe this is going to be a fragment of hope out of this treasure chest, and then he'll have to go back upstairs and then go into the one that's north of here. The staircase that's north of here, I think, is the one that leads to the King Wolf here. Okay. Really making the most of this life, though. I mean, with tons of bread to go, he's almost effectively at infinite courage if he wants to be.
Yeah.
And infinite courage that's a lot of courage. It's a significant amount of courage for sure, but it's just a matter of making sure that you play it safe enough that you don't get struck by a rogue werewolf. I haven't seen critical hits or anything play a part in this. I haven't seen like a werewolf like really come out at you and it announces like, oh, werewolf got a critical hit on you for 30 or anything like that.
Right.
But you do sort of have to be aware of the maximum amount of damage that a werewolf or another enemy would be able to do at you, and make sure that you just don't lose your courage under any circumstances. So here we got a skeleton and a zombie. The skeleton has not been a problem so far. Zombie, I can't remember, kind of where that falls in the hierarchy of enemies. But we'll see. Moja here probably going to take care of the skeleton right away. Skeleton attacks for 3, so not much doing there. Zombie also attacks for 3, so these are pretty weak enemies here. Really roadblock, like not even roadblocks. Like these are speed bumps.
Right.
Here, so. And a really healthy amount of dreams left over too. 44 dreams, that's a lot. You can continue to call Moja for these smaller battles, and then save dreams to call a bigger party for your King Wolf battle once you get there. So another skeleton, but it's just kind of in taking on these random encounters right now, and not here he goes up. And so this I'm pretty sure is the way we've seen seen our other racers come this way, go up
from here,
up
right?
from here,
okay,
and then you're gonna go into the tunnel. You'll enter kind of that main hall, where I assume is where the Wolf King does a lot of his entertaining.
Yes.
It had the big statue. It didn't have like a table or anything.
No, but what does a wolf
do you think they
king
eat off the floor? You think the king of wolves also eats in a bowl off the floor? Do you think he has a nicer setup than that?
It's tough to say. I would have to see, like, does he have a kitchen staff? Like, does he have people making the food for him?
Well, he lives in a treasure chest, so right away, nobody like makes the bed or anything. Like, it's just you get out of the treasure chest and then at night you get back in the treasure chest, or at day, I guess, because King Werewolf probably comes out at night, right?
Yeah.
So is King Werewolf, is he like King Human during when he's not a wolf? When he's not King Wolf, is he also a king? I don't know how royalty in the werewolf world works either, but I do know that Ruben is so close.
Yes.
The next room, he's going to encounter King Wolf, and this is going to be for all the marbles. It's two... okay, so Maria and King Wolf. So we've got two characters enter. Then a bunch of other characters will also enter as he calls their spirits in. Yes. But only one will leave, except all the other spirits will also leave.
Sure.
But King Wolf is going down. This is it.
Yep, it is.
Not this exact fight right here, because this is skeleton and zombie. But I think it might be the next fight. That's going to be King Wolf. And at Hope Level 6 with 80 courage points and so many dreams, I think Ruben's got a really good chance of making this happen. So let's take a look. All right, zombie is down. So we've moved on from the random encounter, and we're headed on down to Wolf Town. First we're gonna look. He's looking for traps. Yeah. Perhaps a seasoned D&D player. Search the room for traps first. Yeah. Here's a treasure chest. What we've got inside? I am the Wolf King. You've disturbed his sleep, and now you must pay. But it'll be the Wolf King who pays today.
He is.
All right. So let's see the strategy he's going with here. First call. What's coming out? He's been on Moja most of the time, but here he's calling Elf. So Elf can do dark magic to blind the King Wolf, or it can defend. And it looks like he wants to go with the blind. So King Wolf lost a vision, first of all.
Good.
He attacks Elf and not Maria, so that's good. I mean, Elf's pretty much done all she can do. Elf is only there to take attacks at this point because Wolf is already blinded. So now Ruben calls out Moja. Moja's going to be, he's your real damage dealer. He's going to stick that spear right into King Wolf a couple times. We're going to get a lot of damage on King Wolf there. So Elf uses dark again. It doesn't really do anything the second time. You can't stack dark. It doesn't get any more dark on King Wolf there. And let's see if he chooses to. Is 2 enough? And is it time to start clubbing? Or is he going to call out Halfling or call out Twana again? So he's reluctant to use Twana. We've seen a lot of our other racers use Twana as a damage dealer with that bomb magic. And it seems like that's going to be the last call that comes out here. So Halfling protects. Elf continues to use his dark. King Wolf still can't see very well. Moja's coming in for some damage. 40 damage points is a huge swing from Moja there. That's really good. Now is it time for Club or is it time for Twana? So Twana's finally coming on out. Definitely can get some work done here. He's an old man, as described by the game. He has magic and he has defend. Let's see what he decides to go with. Bomb is the soup du jour for our runners. Definitely, I think the most common spell we've seen used in the later stages of the game here. So you chant the bomb magic, and then a small bomb blows up, and King Wolf takes 18 damage points. There, Maria takes a first hit. I think that's the first hit we've seen in the King Wolf fight, because King Wolf he's in a bad spot. He's blind. He's got 4 summons bearing down on him because I think Elf is still hanging out there. And so now it's just a matter of which round he goes down in, because Ruben has definitely got this. With 55 courage left, all that bread, and all of his summons out. I think that I think he's coming down clubbing, and Maria does it herself, and that's it. GG Ruben. Oh, wow. Maria's club vanquishes the King Wolf, retrieves the dog's eye, and we've got our number 4 best friend of the week. And so I'd like to congratulate all of our runners, all of our racers here on making it through the objectives. This was an awesome, awesome race, and they all did it. And so it was great. I think we're going to take just a real brief intermission here. We're going to come back with our racers, do some debriefing interviews, and so everybody stick around. We'll be right back. Everybody, that was an awesome race. We'll bring you in. It'll probably be a pretty short interview, I think, because we're running along on time here, but all right, I think we're back live. Ace, can you confirm that we're on? All right, thanks. All right, so welcome back, everybody. We're gonna bring our racers in. Let's bring in. So first off, we had Big Red Engineer who really cruised this one. Let's bring Big Red Engineer in to the commentator channel here. And Big Red Engineer, congratulations. You were our number 1 best friend of the day. You really just absolutely crushed this game. Have you ever played? So tell us, Ghost Lion, probably your favorite childhood game, or is this a brand new experience for you?
Oh yeah, totally. Number 1 game. Favorite all time.
Yeah, no. Absolutely.
No,
so
I've actually never played this game. This is actually the first time I've played it. I am not experienced in these type of games. So,
not experienced at these types of games at all. You did a really great job.
Just in this general, I love RPGs, but nothing like NES I've never played before. So this is like my first time going into it. Early on, I felt like I struggled a little bit, but the more I got into it, the better I got, or at least the better understanding I got with it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, you definitely you impressed all of us here. You cruised through Ghost Line, absolutely. I think I was by the time you were done, I was still like way back at the beginning. But what did you think? What did you think of the game? Would you keep playing it? Are you interested in knowing what the mysteries of the Ghost Lion have in store for you after this?
Actually, I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm very interested in seeing what else there was. Looking back at all the other racers, I didn't realize you can even get like a Hope 5 and a Hope 6. Like I only finished at Hope 4. And I basically got to the point where I kept dying, and I just wanted to go back and buy as much bread as I possibly could and to just make a run and see what would happen. And it worked out, but yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, the way the level up mechanics work, and then the bread is the key. So congratulations again, and great game.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's see. Trinity was second, right? Trinity came in as the second best friend. Here we're pulling in. Trinity came in not too far after Bigger Engineer. How did you find your Ghost Lion experience? Did you think the mysteries of the Ghost Lion were, tell us all about it. So.
Oh, it was lovely. I absolutely loved it. I did hate the randomly generated enemies though, because I was wandering through caves. And I was just like, pray, like, please do not jump me. Please don't jump me. Like, I have limited resources. Please.
Yeah, it seems like the fights really take a lot. They use up a lot of your resources because you can only carry so much bread, and they don't really give you a lot in return. Just rubies that really don't serve any purpose once you get to the King Wolf. And so
right. Like once I loaded up, I just was like, okay, well, I kind of was just fighting enemies as I went back. But I think there was at one point where I realized what dreams did. I didn't realize those were spent when you summoned your like little companions. So I was like, oh, that's a problem. So yeah, and I think it was fun to figure out for sure, like the mechanics of the magic and like the items and things.
Yeah, it was definitely unique. Like just a few things set up differently that that we hadn't really seen in games that were similar to this. But once you got to that King Wolf fight too, you absolutely crushed it. It was you got to use basically a lot of the party to get up there. And so congratulations, a great game.
Thank you. I quickly realized the halfling was kind of useless. So.
Any other thoughts on Ghostline before we head off?
No, it was a fun time. Thanks for having me.
All right, I agree. Thanks for being on here and good game again. All right, we've got here Trash Talk, who finished it here as was able to defeat the King Wolf. How was your Ghostline experience, Trash Talk? What did you think of the game?
It was definitely quite an interesting first view, like experience right off the bat. Obviously, as some people already mentioned, that I got a little confused and potentially started going after the wrong boss, but we found out pretty quickly that wasn't the way to go. So
oh yeah, we were talking about how I think that was actually like kind of a benefit to you. I feel like it let you know right away that you were that you were in the wrong area, and I think that set you right on the path to the right area right away, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of just looked at it and I was like, well, I have this ship here and it says something about a king, or not King Wolf, but Evil Wolf or whatever, Evil King or something like that. So
right.
I figured, and I had already gone over a little bit off to the other area, so I had a bunch of coins. So I was like, let's check this out. And the second we got there, it was like 50 damage when one hit. And I was like, okay, this is not the area. Let's keep going to the other spot. What I didn't know, and I'm seeing some people comment now too as well, is that, or not what I didn't know, but I definitely didn't prep myself going into the western areas with enough bread. I knew off the bat at the beginning that old lady in the first town, coincidentally named Bread, was definitely there to give me something, but I thought it was going to be a little more important than just a letter. So had I known that, I probably would have kept all that bread for myself and just let her fend for herself. But
right,
yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you toughed it out though. I mean, it took a few tries at Wolf King, but eventually you were able to stack the party enough that no bread needed. So
exactly, yeah,
we'll call it keto percent.
yeah, exactly. There we go.
Well, congratulations again. Thanks for being here with us, and I hope you had a great time racing and good game.
Definitely, thanks for having me.
All right, we pulled in Ruben625.
Hello.
Who was able to defeat the King Wolf, and at that point we were all rooting for you. We knew you had it at that last fight. Once you reached the Wolf King, there was no doubt in our minds that you were set there.
Yeah, I was getting excited. Did everybody else finish?
Everybody was able to finish this time. Yep. So we had 4 best friends of the week. Everybody finished. Everybody was able to get up to the Wolf King, retrieve the dog's eye. What did you think of the game?
It was cool. I definitely wasn't expecting something like that. I was mentally prepared for like a platformer or something, and I wasn't expecting that type of game, but it was really fun.
It's that's all the charm and fun of the Sneakbike mystery races, that you have no idea what you're gonna get. We try to incorporate a lot of different games in here. So if you're out there in the audience thinking, something that seems fun, it could be something completely different the next week. You never know what you're going to get when you sign up here, but you're going to have a fun time. So. Oh yeah,
that's a great time.
Think you're going to press on and find out more of the mysteries of the Ghostline later on in the game, or?
Yeah, I think so. I've never played a game like that. I was a little confused, but towards the end, I finally figured out you could call in multiple of the heroes at the same time. I didn't know that towards like the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that the game doesn't really tell you a lot about, like stacking a party like that. And once you figure that out, that's going to make things, it just gives you so many more options as far as your turns go. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep playing.
Well, congratulations, good game again. Thanks for joining us, and thanks again. So.
Cool. Thank you. Really
All
fun.
right, everybody out there in Sneakbike land, thank you all so much for joining us, for letting us commentate. We were kind of a last-minute fill-in here, but we had a really excellent time. Sneakbike's always such a fun time, and so if you'd like to learn more, we've been talking about it, but twitch.tv/Sneakbike, sneakbikemysteryrace.com. Join the Sneakbike Discord. Come talk to the community. Sign up for a race. Help out. Do whatever you want to do. So we do have a town hall coming up after this, but also we'd like to stick around, spread the word of the Sneakbike community through a community raid. So we'd like to raid another channel, and let me see if we've got a raid target lined up here. But we're going to head into somebody else's channel. You get your raid raccoon emotes ready, or if you're not subbed, just get a raid message ready. Let people know about Sneakbike, that we're a cool community with fun people and retro games. Let them know what we're all about. Give them that Sneakbike kindness that we're so well known for. And on behalf of my partner, Ashley Carrolls, I'd like to thank you all, everybody, all of our racers, our producers, the tech crew, all the Sneakbike ops crew, just everybody who goes into making this such a great time every week. Thank you so much. It really has been just an awesome time for us. So, all right. In that, so with that said, I think we're gonna send it off and say it's a sneaky raid. I'll let us take it away. We are raiding a friend who is doing a 24-hour stream, celebrating 2K followers, and is a retro nerd. So, Kaz, thanks for getting us that info on who we're raiding. Let them know, that we're all coming from Sneakbike. Let them know how much of a good time we had, and let's keep those good times rolling. So we'll see you over there. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. We'll see you next week for Sneakbike.
Thank you.